Everyone, it's Lance with the Ride with Lance, and today I'm in Hillier Park starting. I'm going to ride to a place called Anderson Lake, or at least attempt to, and today I've got the Lectric XPedition 2.0, and you can see it's on the rack. One of the questions I had that came up was, does the XPedition 2.0 fit on a regular e-bike rack? Well, there you have it. Now, the things you got to look out for if you have a rack like this where the wheels go in here is the kickstand. See how the kickstand is kind of sitting on there, but on the back side it's sitting on the outside. So that's something you have to look out for. But I'm going to tell you, this is a very heavy bike to put on a rack like that. So you might want to think twice. Maybe take the batteries out first to lighten it up some. I left the batteries in, so it was a little tougher for me, but I got on there. But let's get this thing off and let's get this ride on the trail. Well, there it is, ready to go. So let's get this ride on the trail. But first we have to make one very important pit stop. Okay, now that the most important business has been taken care of, let's get to the trail and really get this ride going. So like I said, we're starting in Hillier Park in San Jose, California. That's our beginning point. And I'm going to attempt to ride all the way to Anderson Lake. I forget what the mileage is there one way, but I think it might be somewhere be like 15 miles there. 14, 15 miles. We'll have to see. My odometer is starting at 26 miles. And this will be the first kind of long-range ride I'll be doing on the XPedition 2.0. I got 2 full batteries charged, so I'm not really worried about running out of battery power. And if you watched my video last week with the Nomad, I was on the same trail. This time I'm just starting further back. But yeah, if you're ever down this way or you live around here and you just wasn't aware about this, this is the Coyote Creek Trail. Nice long paved trail just like this. It's a bit chilly today though. It's supposed to warm up a little more. So it's not a short day for me today. Everything's greening up more than it was last week. Hopefully we see some more of the wildflowers, especially when we get out away from the more populated areas. And maybe today we'll actually get to see some radio control planes flying from that little radio control airstrip they have that will be along the way. Last time we didn't quite make it to there before I had to turn around. This time we will. And if there's people flying there, I just may stop and watch for a while. Yeah, I got a beautiful stream flowing here. This is the one that I may have to do a water crossing on about 5 miles down. But today is a pedal day. I am pedaling. There might be a few times where I use the throttle, but mostly pedal day. Get some good exercise, because this is a torque sensor, not a cadence sensor. So I gotta give some to get some. One thing I forgot to do was start my GPS. So I just started it. We've gone 26, 27, 28, 29. We've gone 3 miles, so we'll have to add 3 miles on at the end. But let's get going again. Yeah, sun's starting to come out, peek more through the clouds, warm up. So I think it's supposed to get up to the mid 60s today. But you can see our hills in the distance are all greening up. Spring is here. A little warm weather does wonders to make things green. But yeah, that green will probably last a month and a half, then it'll start turning brown. Actually, it'll last a little longer than that. Warm weather here isn't going to really start until probably July, where we start getting fairly hot days. We're in that season where I call it the psych season, where you're gonna have warm days and then cold days. So our Monday and Tuesday coming up, it's supposed to be 80 degrees and then back down into the upper 50s during the day. So we'll deal with that for a little while until it just settles right into summer. But we're still doing good on all battery bars. Nothing's dropped. Been cruising in PAS 3 between gear 7 and 8. All right, just want to stop here real quick. You may recognize this area from the last video on the Nomad when I did cruise control only. This is the place I had to stop and turn around because the battery was at 60% and I didn't want to be cut short. Now, on the XPedition, hopefully you can see it there, I've got all battery bars still. All battery bars. See the 2 batteries down there were fully charged this morning, but hasn't dropped a battery bar yet. And just want to stop, take a little break, get a little drink of water, and then we're gonna head down the trail even more. Ooh, looky up there. Those golfers or RC? I think the little radio control airport is right there. I wonder if there's a little cut across over there. Maybe up here. That's golfing. We haven't come into it yet. Let's just take a little detour up here and see, just to make sure. It's a nice golf course. No, I don't see it yet. A lot of balls over here. I might be at the end of a driving range. Maybe not such a good idea to be here. Okay, let's get back on the trail. Get this XPedition back on its XPedition. And now we're getting out here. See a few little homes every once in a while, but it's really like riding through the woods. Speaking of that, I am really looking forward to this summer. I want to get into some more forest riding like we did a couple of years ago in Lake Tahoe. Hey. For me, there's nothing like riding underneath the palm trees. Well, palm trees would be nice. Pine trees with big mountain peaks in the background. Really like to find a trail somewhere out in the forest that would take you to you could ride to like a nice place to go swimming. You know what I mean? Like a nice swimming hole. Maybe a place where you can jump off some rocks or something. Get some cannonballs going. That would be fun. Maybe I'll have to do some research. And then and me, Katrina, and Christina, since she's back from college now, go find ourselves a bike path that leads to a nice swimming hole. That would be cool. Nice little metal caged covered bridge. Look at this. Isn't this like a beautiful meadow? Everything's so nice and green on both sides. This is beautiful. This is what e-biking is all about. I know you probably heard other people say that, but it truly is. It gets you out here in places like this, and it being an e-bike, it makes it easier for you so you can actually look around and enjoy everything. Look at what we got over here. We have the radio control airplane airport. There's some cars there. Let's go over and see if anybody's ready to fly something. See if you can see. Where's there a way in? Looks like it's down over here. Let's go see what we can see. Look at that nice Corsair. And there's a jet up there flying around. Now well you can see it. This guy knows what he's doing. Well, that was pretty cool. Got to see the little jet fly for a little while. Looks like the others are not going to be going up for a while, so I got to get on with what I'm doing. Speaking of model aircraft and RC planes, I am really thinking about getting one of those drones. What's buzzing on my hand? Getting one of those drones that you don't need the controller. They just follow you. You set it how you want to follow. Stuff like this, areas like this, would be a great place for that. These little long, windy in and out roads through the trees and stuff. I think it'd make some fantastic video footage. I forgot the name of the drone, but it's the one that you can literally just fold it up and put it in your pocket, pull it out when you want it. Not something like the DJI where you're going to need a controller, you need to get it set up in the air where you want it, and then take off and ride. Look at all the little wildflowers. There's the 101. Maybe those of you that have it, I can't remember the name of it. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So if any of you guys are using it, let me know how it is, because I'm really considering getting one of those just to enhance the riding experience for the viewers, of course. Look at what we got here. What is this? Old barn or something? See? Things you'll find taking your e-bike out on trails unknown. Look at that. Interesting. Not sure what they use that for. Maybe it was a place to store hay, livestock. Who knows? But I saw a dirt road right here. Not really a dirt road, just an old road. Let's go off the main trail real quick and let's go down that way. I have plenty of battery power. So let's take the XPedition on a side expedition. Well, let's just keep going. Let's see what's down here. Never been down this way before. Didn't see any private property signs, so I think I'm still good. Oh, we got some old abandoned houses fenced off. see what we got over here. See what the sign says. Gives any information. I think it's red, so it's probably a no trespassing sign. Yeah, area closed. It's got an old abandoned house slowly falling apart. What's the sign say? Besides area closed, it says until made safe for entry, which by the looks of it, I don't think they're ever going to do. All right, let's get back to the main trail. I think it actually is over here. I think this was just kind of like a little side loop. Yeah, it's a cool little side trail there. What do we got up here? Is it a ranger station? The Coyote Creek Visitor Center, Anderson Lake County Park. But that's not the lake. We're trying to get to the lake. That's down this way. All right, so Anderson Lake is up there. So we're going to do some hill climbing for the XPedition 2. And just so you know, I still have all battery bars. I'm up to 43 miles on there. So that's what, 26, it's 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 miles so far. We'll see how this is for bikes here. Now this right here is the bottom of the dam for the lake. And now we're heading uphill. Which means we'll get to coast down this later on. I think it gets a little steeper up here, so, and I'm glad this isn't a really busy road. Reservoir closed to public. Well, I guess that beats that. All right, we've come to the destination. Sorry couldn't show you the lake. Maybe I'll see if I can find a picture. I'll show you. But we made it to the bottom of the dam and it was closed. But anyways, we were here. The XPedition did great. Got this nice little stream right here. We did, let's turn the power on so you can see that. You see that? Still got all the bars. All the bars. Speedometer, or the GPS says we've done just under 15 miles. So that means I got about 15 miles to get back. So it's gonna be about a 30-mile day. Got plenty of battery power. Maybe I'll relax a little and put it on cruise control on the way back some. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna sit here for a little while, get some water, enjoy the scenery. Okay, we just got back from the ride. Completed it. So look over here. We're only down 4 bars. Look how many bars we still have left. Now this says 60 miles on the odometer. We started at 26. This says we did 30.86. So there is a little discrepancy in there. But I am betting the GPS is probably a little more accurate. All right, so that's it for the video. You guys have a great day, great ride, great week, and I will see you on the next adventure. Bye.